Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Micks Mowers. In today's episode we're going to be taking a look at this Honda HR2150 lawnmower that he's going to make taffies. He bought in two bits of machinery, one being a Stihl FS420 which is a terminal. The spark plug threads are cooked, completely done, and a new replacement part, at least ball piston assembly, is about 120 to about 150 quid. He said, don't bother Mick, I'll just sell it on spares or repair. So that's done. We haven't done a video on that at all. So just with an inspection I found that fault. So we're going to get on and do this HR2150 Honda machine. It's quite an old girl. He said it all runs, but the drive doesn't work. The cable's gone or something. So we're taking it outside, try and fire it up, make sure it does run. And then as long as it runs and what have you, we can then get on and do a drive. But I can't test a drive unless the machine is running. So let's get down and dirty and we'll have a little look at this Honda HR2150. Right, let's get this old Honda out. Let's bring it round so we can all see it. It's one of these nice old aluminium deck ones. I like these. They are a bit smoky Joe, but they are a good little machine. I know at Bruce, he has quite a few of these up in Canada that he works on. It's got petrol in it, I have checked that. Let's put it onto choke. Cool. My word, that lever's broke too. Is it going to choke? We'll see. Oh, that's on choke, I think. Let's give it a pull, see what happens. Yeah, that all works fine. Oh. Can't turn it off. Right, okay. So it runs. It wants a bit of a tune-up, I think, but that's not what it's here for. It's here for me to do the drive cable, and the drive cable is here. Snapped off, sheared off. Not sure what's going on. So rather than trying to put a brand new cable on it, I did say I'll try and repair the cable and make one up. That's the idea. If not, it'll be a brand new cable. So we'll get it back in the shed, get it tipped up, and have a little look at it, see what's going on. Right, this is where we are. This is the conclusion I've come to. The cable's got a little bit of a damage to the outer armour. Okay, these cables aren't cheap to buy for these Hondas. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run some WD-40 all the way down in there till it comes out the other end, just so it's well lubed. There it goes. So that's now coming out the bottom of the gearbox end. Okay, just want that, let that sit there just for a bit, and I'll blow it out with an air compressor. Now the method of thinking is, because these are an absolute pig to remove, okay? And I mean they're not very nice. So what I'm going to do is, once that's finished draining through, doing what it needs to do, I've then got some stainless steel wire, 1.5, and because I'm hoping the cable is not actually inside this armour, I'm hoping to either thread it in this way or thread it in that way, thread it all the way through, make two joins. Bish bash bosh. That's the plan. But bish bash bosh might be bash bosh bish. We'll have to wait and see. So let's let it drain through, and then when it has, I'm going to start to feed this in through this way, one or the other, and just literally, if I can get that to run, because it is meeting some resistance just there where it's broke. It's running now. Run that down through. It's running quite nicely. Hits a bit there, and all I want that to do is come out the other side, but I'm meeting resistance there. I don't know if I can go past that or not. No, I can't go past that bit of resistance just there. Whatever it is, there's something not allowing me to go through there. It stops. I might have to move the cable about and get a bit of orientation stuff. But that's not going past that. But if we look at it in length now, I was darn near there. But it's catching on something because the cable's burred up there. So Let me try and thread it through and I'll come back if I have any success. If not, gearbox out, all that stuff's got to come out, new cable, all that sort of stuff. I don't want to have to do that for this mate of mine. So I'll try and thread it through and I'll come back. Okay, so far my cunning plan has worked. I've got my cable. There it is there, look. I've now got two ends to my cable, okay? So leave plenty of slack on there and I might just tie a little tiny knot just up here so I don't lose it whilst all that's sharp, whilst I'm mucking about, okay? Right. So now I've got to somehow fit a little tiny fitment onto there. This end shouldn't be no biggie. Where's my drive? There it is up there. Little dog leg on that one. So I might just marry that dog leg up first so I know what's going on. That goes up into there. Yeah, happy with that, dog leg. But this end, it's got one of the different style fittings. So I'm going to go through my cables to see what sort of style fittings I've got to make that work. If not, let me show you what I have got. Let me show you. Let me bring you in. No point just telling you. Let's get you right in close. There you go. Have some of that. That's about as close as you want to get. Hang on. Bear with. Right, so this is what I've got. This is the cable connector, and the block goes in sideways, just like a bike or sort of like a round disc style one. I'm going to go for my cable, see if I've got something very similar to fit in there. If not, I'm going to get a little tiny 10mm bolt and a nut and bolt, put that through, but then drill through the bolt, have a cable coming through the cable connector on the end of it, so the bolt actually acts as your mechanism. So that's the idea. It's a bit of a fix, but I think that'll work. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Little tiny nut and bolt through there, done up nice and tight. Drill through it, bring the cable through, and then put a cable connector on the end of it, pull that through, tie it up the other end. That should work. There's not a massive amount of pressure on that, you know, that's quite forgiving, but I reckon that'll work if we get the tension correct. So let's go for that. I think it's the best bet. Little tiny bolt, drill through the centre of it, cable through. I know what I'm talking about. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the bolt in now. A little bit of Loctite on there, and now the bolt is all the way through the centre of the wire is all the way through the centre of the bolt. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that up slightly tight, and then I'm going to put one of my cable crimpers on the end of here and squeeze that down mightily tight. I'm hoping that will be enough to activate this drive. So let me get that nut and bolt tidied up, and then yeah, I'll go over to the vise, put a cable connector on the end of that, and that should be that end of the drive system sorted out. So give us 2 ticks, I'll be back in 2 shakes of a cat's tail. Right, we're on the vise. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put this through like so, and then I'm going to bring it back on itself and push it back through the other way. If I can get it, that's it, and then pull that back. So that way, there's no way that's going to slip out of here. Okay, and then I'm going to tighten that up in the vise. Now I've not done this before on this type of mower, but I have done it on lots of other drive mowers, and it has been really, really effective. And the reason I'm doing this is because the bloke wants the lawnmower back, and I don't have a time to be waiting for a Honda cable to come in, and also to renew the Honda cables on these. They're absolute pigs. And I mean that, they're absolutely dreadful. Put it in the good part of the vise, because my vise is battered. We're going to squeeze that one down as tight as we can get it. Have a little look. Yeah, we like that. I'm going to tidy that up so it looks a bit more presentable. So just another squeeze just there. That's it. I got it. I got it with that one. Didn't like that. So that isn't going nowhere now, and now what I can do is I tidy this up and thread that all the way back through again, and then we'll marry up the other end of a cable. All I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this down so that these are pretty much at the lowest point with a little bit of play, okay? So that'll be set like so. That'll have one of these dog legs, which I've got. I need to file it down, I think. It won't quite fit in there. I'll just drill a hole into that, make it a bit bigger, one or the other. It will go, but it don't like it, so that needs to just be drilled a touch. But with that onto there, join that onto there, okay? And so that as and when I need to adjust the cable anymore, I can adjust it on this end. So if you need to adjust it, so if that was too slack, all you then do is you just undo this one here, run this bolt up to about there, say, and then bring his brother up to it. And then that way, that would put more tension on there, you see. So if that was now taut, and I now bring this down together, you can now see where I had it originally would be too slack, you see. So I want it there so that I can also always add a bit of tension should I need to do so a bit later on. So let me get that pinned down, cut, joined, and put on. And then if we need to, we can then pull the cable forward to stretch the cable a bit more, just to activate the drive should we need to do so. Joined, cut, back. Okay, so drive cable's now been fitted, and I've got lots of adjustment on there for when this cable does tend to stretch. I've put two clamps on it as well also. So now, that's a rotor clutch. Now when you pull the engage the drive, that now does what it should do, engages, and you can see the cable moving here. Okay, all the way up, locks off. Let's just come down the other side and double check it is actually moving on the arm, which is where we want it to, on the actual fix itself. It's going to be around about there. Let's just double check that's working. I can't see, I just put my finger there. Where is it? There it is there. Put my finger on the end of it, make sure it's engaging. Yeah, that's engaging up. Doing what it should do. Lovely. And the wheel spins, which is good. And if I lock the drive off, which is that one, the wheel locks off. That's good. So that's telling me it's doing everything it should do. So now let's take it outside and give it a run. I need to sit it up on its wheels for 10 minutes, let the oil go back to where it was, because it is overhead valve. And it's been up on its side for a little tiny while now, although it is carburetor side up. Just want to make sure that all goes back to where it was. I don't want to be damaging this engine. So give us 2 ticks, see you in a bit. Okay, here it is. I haven't tried to start it at all, done nothing with it. So it's telling me that the drive is now working. That's what it's telling me. But there's only one way to find out, right? Let's put that onto choke. His lever's broken here. Put it onto choke. Let's fire the old girl up. It might be a hydro lock because it's been tipped up, but it has been sat now for around about 15 minutes. Okay, so we've got the engine running. Rotor clutch. Drive. Yep. Rotor clutch and drive. Lovely. Nice little fix that. Handle goes all the way down to the other handle it meets, so that's the important thing. I think it'd be well happy with that. What about the tensioner? Yeah, that's quite fast. Number 1 on these. Proper job. We like that. Okay, so that's the Honda HR2150 now all up and running, and the drive now working as it should do. They're too heavy to push. I was quite lucky to get away with just threading some stainless steel 1.5mm cable through the armature, up through, and then just patch it both ends in the way that I do it. And as you can see, though, that's a pretty good fix. You know, that's solid. And being stainless steel, also it won't rust and all that sort of good stuff. So hopefully my mate Taff would be happy as pig and pup with that. Had the cable snapped off inside the armour, I wouldn't be able to do that, and I had to buy a new cable. New cables are around about £12 for a copy, and about £25 for a genuine. But it's not the buying the cable and having to wait 2 or 3 days for it to turn up, because I don't stock it. It's actually fitting the cable. It can come off the top end, no problem at all, but coming off the bottom end where the gearbox is, it's just no access. So the best thing to do is to tip the machine up on its bum and take the gearbox out to get to it, because you can't get your hand in there. So I was quite lucky just to thread that cable all the way through, quite happy with that. For those of you that have worked on these sort of style machines before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They can be an absolute pig. These are the Hondas that I like. The HRXs, 476s and all that sort of stuff. I'm not a fan of those because of the gearboxes. I'm a fan of these old girls. They're a lovely little machine, plenty of grunt to do the job. But hopefully Taff will be super, super happy with that. If this is your first time watching Micks Mowers, hit the subscribe button, whack your bell, set your notifications to all. That way you'll be told when I've done a video, or two, I'm on my weekly Saturday night live stream, which starts at 6:30 PM UK time. Where you can come up, join the panel, have a laugh and a joke, talk about things that's going on around the world, or talk about small engines, or if you've got any problems, then you can have a chat about as well. Feel free to send me any photographs via my email address, which you can find on my about page, of any projects that you're working on. Send them to me, and I will feature them in my live stream every Saturday night as well. So just let you know that I do share what you guys and girls are up to as well. I look forward to seeing the next episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, don't forget, much more importantly, take care easy.